Georgia, and in this video I wanted to talk about how to actually practice self-love in the right way. If you are the type of person that believes that you're practicing self-love correctly, that you have no issue whatsoever with yourself, then this person was also me. But I have realized that I wasn't really practicing self-love in the right way, because as more things came up into my life, it made me realize that I wasn't really practicing self-love in the right way. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about what I've noticed and what I've learned and how to apply self-love correctly. When I was younger, I was the type of person that would spend a lot of time by myself. As an introvert, I used to spend so much time by myself, and I thought I loved it. But as I remember, I also had this type of thought in the back of my mind. I kept thinking, whatever new experience I did, for example, if I went out and visit new places, whenever I went on vacation, with my parents, with my family, with my friends, whenever I watched movies, whenever I did any sort of activity, I always had this belief. I was always telling myself, wow, this is cool, but I would love it even better. I would love it even more if everything that I'm doing, I could do it with the person that I love. So I was attaching so much importance to having somebody in my life. I thought that anything that I have experienced could have been even better with somebody else. So I wasn't really giving any value to the experiences I was living. I couldn't help but pay attention to the fact that I was missing that special somebody in my life. I thought that anything that I could have experienced with my other half was going to be better than what I was experiencing by myself. So I was basically giving to this hypothetical person so much power over my life, because I couldn't really enjoy what I was doing unless I was with somebody which I really loved. I thought that I was good by myself. I thought that I was enjoying my time, but that wasn't completely the case, because I always had this thought in the back of my mind where I always thought that things could be better just because of somebody else to enjoy my life with. So that was an expression of lack. I wasn't really valuing the time I was spending by myself. I wasn't really valuing what I was experiencing just for the sake of living experiences. But I was so much focused on the lack of somebody in my life. This is why I wasn't really happy with being by myself, but I always thought that having somebody, having your other half in your life was going to make life better. That was not the case when I actually learned how to practice self-love. As I learned more and more during my personal development studies, I found out what true self-love actually is. So what I have done is actually writing a list of all the aspects that I don't like or hate about myself. So have that list written down, and for every aspect which you don't like, first of all, accept it. Accept it for what it is. For example, as I mentioned before, I always disliked the fact that I was an introvert. I wanted to be different. I wanted to become an extrovert, so I always tried my best to embody that person, but it wasn't me. It wasn't myself, and it was so tiring to be somebody which I am not. So I tried to deny who I was, and now I completely embrace it. I wouldn't be anybody else. But over time, people can change their personality, but for me, this was a trait that I couldn't change because I didn't even want to change it. I accept myself exactly as I am, and even though I hated it because I thought I wanted to just talk freely with anyone, I wanted to approach people first, I wanted to have like an active social life. This is what I thought I wanted. But at the end of the day, it causes me so much distress that I decided to just embrace myself for who I am. I am an introvert. I don't like this type of things. I get overwhelmed by certain things. So I know that, and I've hated it for so long, but now I totally accept it. I embrace it, and I love the fact that I am an introvert. Just write anything that you don't like about yourself down and make peace with those aspects. And another thing is, you are actually the only person that can give yourself exactly what you need. You know, when you're like feeling down and you wish that somebody else was there to comfort you, and maybe somebody is there to help you out, but they don't know how to. Everyone works differently, so maybe somebody is approaching you to help you out and to support you and to comfort you, but you don't feel understood. You don't feel like you feel that they're not giving you what you need. So who's that person that can give you what you need? That person is yourself. So whenever I am down, I know exactly what to do for myself to pick myself back up. I totally know it. Whenever I need support, whenever I feel down, I let myself feel down, and I tell myself exactly what I need to hear. I tell myself that everything will be okay, that I can allow myself to have a bad moment, because this bad moment will not affect the rest of my life. I can allow myself to be this way. I don't always have to be on track. It's not healthy, and I want to let myself feel any emotion. So first of all, I allow myself to feel whatever thing I'm feeling. So this is already self-love, because I'm not forcing myself to feel a certain way. I am not avoidant. I don't avoid what I'm feeling. I accept it. And then I comfort myself with the right words, which I would hear, which I would want to hear from somebody else, but I am instead telling myself these words. For example, another act of self-love, whenever I do something that I'm happy with, something that makes me proud, I compliment myself. Don't just show yourself self-love when you're feeling down, but also when you have done something positive, something good in your life, and you're proud of yourself, just tell yourself how proud you are. You might also affirm that I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. But other than affirming, you can also show up for yourself when you need it. Don't just affirm that you love yourself without actually taking action when you actually need it.